Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all of the praises to the Most High and His Son and saying, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Wa Yahweh Bashmiel Shai Barakatham, to all those that are furthering in this ministry. First, to the apostles of the great millstone, and second to those of the young among us that are furthering this ministry. And last but not even least, Shalom to those that are learning and listening as well. Yahweh Bashmiel Shai Barakatham to all of the house of David. And I got some more damning news. And this is old news, of course. And the reason why I'm getting into this, because the new thing that's being pushed now is genetically modified lab food. And this is something that has been thought of for some time now concerning these Edomites. And I mean, let's just face it. I mean, these are people that are deranged, very, very just like bugged out. Those are the only words that I can really explain Esau right now. You know, these are bugged out, deranged in the brain people. And as the scripture says, that you cannot make straight that which is crooked. I mean, we're talking about a people that are indeed simply just that, crooked. And they get off on doing everything that is wrong. And this is the worst thing that I've ever read, man. One of the worst articles that I've ever read. So anyway, let's check this out. So as it reads, everyone stop everything. What is this? A lot of weird stuff shows up on the internet, but Bite Labs is really, really weird. The site claims to be collecting tissue samples from celebrities, isolating the muscle stem cells, growing celebrity meat in proprietary bioreactors, and then turning it into artisanal salami. We mix celebrity and animal meat grown in-house through a proprietary culturing process into created salami blends. Our process yields high-quality luxury protein and in a sustainable manner that eliminates the environmental and ethical concerns associated with traditional livestock production. So this actually goes into cannibalism, merging animal meat with human meat by getting human tissues, collecting human tissues and turning it into meat, mixing it with animal meat, basically, you know. So this is the kind of people that's running the world, and you wonder why the planet is so jacked up, why it's so messed up, and everybody got spirits on them, bad spirits for that fact, because you got people that are in power that have evil, wicked, deranged intentions, man. And I mean, like, why would you want to genetically modify the food that you're supposed to eat? Why would you want to defile the air you breathe? Like, what's going on with these people? I mean, these people claim to have the highest IQ, but can't figure out that they're actually destroying a place that they depend on, which is the earth. So let's move on. Let's get this other article here, which is from lifesitenews.com. Excuse me. lifesitenews.com. And as it reads, Great Food Reset. Bill Gates is now the biggest owners of farmland in the U.S. And as it goes down to read, one of the most wealthy, influential, and controversial men in the world, Bill Gates is the leading owner of private farmlands in the U.S., now holding 242,000 acres. Gates has built up a massive farmland portfolio spanning 18 states, Forbes reported, noting that his largest holding on Louisiana, 69,071 acres, Arkansas 47,927 acres, and Nebraska 20,588 acres. He holds the land directly and through third-party entities by Cascade Investments, reveal the land reports. And while the reports did not specify what he is doing with the land, Gates has been quite vocal about his vision of the future of food and farming, and he puts his money where his mouth is. Yeah, and the reason why he's running all of these these lands is simply because, as he's been commissioned to do so, is to corrupt what we're eating, further corrupt what we're eating, and we're going to be given lab made meat for our food if this man continues to rule. We're basically going to be eating lab-based foods, man, and this is what's going on right now. This is what they're preparing us to get into, man. As they genetically modify us by using, the medication that they're promoting for us to get, because there's a sweeping, damaging virus that's affecting the lives of many. So now I want to read Leviticus 19, verse 19. It says, "You shall keep my statutes, and you shall not let your livestock breed with another kind. You shall not sow your field with mixed seeds, nor shall a garment of mixed linen and wool come upon you." And it's funny because the people that run this system, that run this whole entire world, are nothing more than self-proclaimed so-called JEWs. All right, and yet and still, they're doing everything contrary to what the real Israelites did. So, I mean, if you're gonna hold on to a nationality from a people, shouldn't you act like the people? And this is why the world for the longest time have not really accepted 1948ers. People have always had some form of hatred against them, because in the spirit of many of the people in the world know that these people are full of SHIT. And this is why they're the most hated. And speaking of those people, he's of that ilk, Bill Gates. Now, he doesn't want to declare it, but he is one of those people, whether he wants to declare himself of being among those 1948ers or not. But it's been found out that he's coming from that ilk, which happens to be the first, or should I say the heads of the nation of Edom today, which are running the media, which are running, or should I say, which are in charge of land, large acres of land, like I've just read. He owns a large portion of land. So, I mean, if you're wondering where your GMO foods are coming from, it's coming from, probably highly likely, if you live in the U.S., it's coming from his neck of the woods, basically. So let's read this, man. Proverbs 11, verse 20. "They that are of a froward heart are an abomination to the Lord." And this is abomination. Merging human meat with animal meat and modifying foods, mixing seeds. That's an abomination right there. So the Bible describes these people to a T, that they are exactly what their actions say they are. They're wicked. Let's get the book of Habakkuk 2, verse let me read Proverbs 11, verse 20 again. It says, "They that are of a froward heart are an abomination to the Lord, but such as are upright in their way are his delight." So anything that's an abominable to the Lord, you got to be very careful and wary of that particular thing or group of people. All right, that's just what it is. You gotta man, oh man, like, and these people, they're gonna take many right along with them, because the majority of the people, the majority of these people do not know the game plan of the elite. And they don't know exactly what the agenda is in totality. We know, the elect men of the Lord know in totality what the game plan is, because we know our enemy. And I'm really referring to my people, to be exact, which happen to be Israelites, but they don't even know it. And because they don't know it, they don't know who their enemy is, as well as knowing who they are. Okay? Because when you come into the truth, when you know who you are, you begin to know who your enemy is. And why is that? Because your enemy is actually a descendant from your great, 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 great grandfather's brothers. Okay? And you can read the story about Jacob and Esau. We are the descendants of Jacob, and they are the descendants of Esau, Jacob's brother. So technically, we're very close. We're extremely close to these devils. You so-called Negroes, you so-called Latinos and Native American Indians, you are very close to these so-called white people, which are indeed descendants of Esau, which was Jacob's brother, which is who we descend from. So when you come into this truth and you learn who you are, at the same time you will learn who your enemy is, because your enemy is very well closer to you. The best enemy is a person that's very well near and dear to you, because that person knows everything about you. He knows what you like. He knows what you don't like. All right? And what these devils know about us, they know who we are. They know that we're the children of Israel, and they know exactly closer to the Most High. We have a special connection with the Most High, and these devils are trying to upset that, but it can't be done, because as it is written, if you can't do away with the ordinance, the sun, moon, and stars, if you can't do that, then the Lord will always remain to be connected with his people, with the covenant. So there you have it. So now let's go and read Habakkuk chapter 2. And we'll begin to read verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Exactly. So when you have a people like this in rulership, they're going to do heinous things. Genetically modify your food. Get some human tissue and merge it with animal meat. These are the works of who they proclaim to be, so-called white people. This is what they get a kick out of doing. They get a kick out of doing the abominable. And they just can't help themselves. And this is how you know that we got to be at the end of the world, because too much is being done, man. It's getting out of hand. I mean, these people are acting like children without no form of discipline whatsoever. And it's funny because the Heavenly Father is not a father unto these people. He's a father unto the children of Israel. So when you have an unruly child, that is a bastard. Hey, man, that child is just going to do exactly what's of his desire, what's in his mind, to fulfill the flesh thereof. And that's what these devils have been doing all of this time. This is why we grew up eating pork, grew up eating shrimp and crabs and lobster, and grew up thinking that we could just eat anything that walks, that moves, because this is how they think. We were taught by these people. So this is how they think. They think they can just do everything and there's no repercussions. And the ultimate reason for that is because of what's written in the book of Psalms 14:1, which is the last scripture that I'm going to get. And it says, the fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt, and they have done abominable works, and there's none that do of good. Exactly. They have done abominable works, and one out of many of the things that I'm focusing on is changing of food. But there's other abominable works that are out there in the world that people are doing because people have been basically provoked to do these things because the man of sin is in power. And the man of sin will be taken out of power real soon, pursuant to a lot of prophecies concerning the coming of the Lord. Okay, the Lord is going to put this man to an end so that we can get everything back in order, man, through Yahweh Shai. So anyway, that's all I got to say on this. I say shalom.